Hello there. Have you felt hopeless? Have you lost pleasure in things that are used to be pleasurable to you? Have you felt so sad that you're struggling to get out of bed? Have you lost interest in people that you just want to be indoors, just to be by yourself? Has it gone so bad that you just want to wear black, gray clothes and you just don't want to call your friends? Have you felt so down that you don't want to pick your calls or go to work or reach out to people? Have you noticed somebody around you that used to be outspoken, now withdrawn? Or have you noticed someone that used to be withdrawn, now very outspoken? This is me welcoming you to yet another episode of Issues of the Mind. And we're exploring depression. Depression is a mental illness. Depression is not an emotion that comes and goes. It's a clinical shutting down of your mind where you need help. Depression is not when you are sad temporarily because you have a need that is not met. There's this thing that people say that I'm depressed because I'm broke, I need to get something, I don't have it, I don't have money. Even when you have all that you need and you have just lost interest in life, and you can't really figure out why, that is depression. It's a lot more clinical sometimes. So before you come to a psychotherapist and say, I'm depressed, who would ask you, how did you know? Who told you? You have to be assessed and diagnosed to be really deep. And depression really is a thief of the mind. Once it sets in, it takes out everything else. Now, one of the ways you know people that are depressed, or you know that you're depressed, is if you have lost interest in things that were previously pleasurable to you. You used to like to go out with your friends and hang out, and all of a sudden, you don't want to. You used to like to go to party, and all of a sudden, you don't want to. Now, there are different things that can trigger depression. The real cause of depression is not yet known, just like the real cause of mental health is not yet known. But there are things that can trigger them. For example, it can be terminal illnesses. Probably all of a sudden, you got diagnosed with cancer or terminal illness, you lost interest. And if care is not taken, there is spiraling down. There are other things, again, that can trigger it. Sudden lifestyle changes. You got in an accident, and then you lost a hand or a leg, and you need to start life or start learning life anew. That also is a trigger. Depression can be triggered in so many ways. A sudden loss of job, a very fantastic job, and you find it difficult to get more, and things keep getting bad. A lot of things could trigger it. But in assessment of depression, we need to know what the trigger is. There are predisposing factors to depression. That means things that can predispose people to depression. Number one, it can be genetic. So when the parent has gone to depression cycle and is untreated, it is very likely that the children will inherit it. There are so many factors that predisposes people to depression. It can be the environment. All of a sudden, things look so very terrible within the economy. For example, the 2020 lockdown. A lot of people went into depression because they could no longer go out. They could no longer see people that they love. And then the world was practically shutting down and really affected how they conceived things. It affected how they felt, how they think, and they couldn't place action to it. So there are lots of factors that could predispose people to depression. Have you had these experiences that I've said so far? You have felt it. Now, how do you come out of depression? Number one, talk about it. Speak up. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't concede to that feeling. The feelings will come. This you struggle to come out of your bed, you begin to. This story was one told of a woman that got back from work one day and felt really depressed and just didn't go out again. For a month, she dropped her curtains, stayed indoors, and she didn't want to see anybody. Even when she died, eventually, they didn't discover that she was dead till 4 years after. Our bills went on getting paid. Things moved on. Life really moved fast. Don't seclude yourself. Don't be by yourself. When you know that you feel depressed and you've been struggling with it now, a proper diagnosis is that you must have been depressed for 2 weeks consecutively. You must have been back to back to back. And that is a major sign that you're really going through depression. It's not maybe you are depressed today 2 days after you're fine, you're gone. That's not depression. You were sad. Things didn't go back. But if 2 weeks consecutively, like every day of those 2 weeks, you've gone through that phase, you're struggling to come out, then we know of the truth that you're going through depression. Like I said earlier, please speak about it. One, reach out. Sometimes help won't come to you. You may be the one that will need to reach out for the help. So pick your phone, send a text, I need help, SOS, and ensure that you are referred to a professional therapist that can help you, figure out what the challenge is and heal properly. My dears, healing is a journey. It can take you 2 weeks, 2 years, 2 decades. But healing is a journey that you have to embark on so that you can revert, you can recover, and things can get better, really. Now, number 2, when you feel that you are depressed and things are getting bad, that's not the time to stay by yourself. I said something earlier in person. It's in 2 flex. There are people that they were previously withdrawn, they don't really talk, and they start talking. It's a sign of depression. So what I've just said now is a sudden lifestyle changes. And people that they used to be outspoken, life of the party, and then they are so withdrawn. So if you have someone around you that their life of the party, they're always excited, always happy, it's a sign for you to ask them to please check in with a psychotherapist or just speak about it. Sometimes people try to put a makeup over their feelings. Probably they are sad. If they don't feel too good, they just go out and jump and be everywhere. And when they get back home to their homes at night, when the chips are down, when they are in the corner of their rooms, they are back to that feelings, and they begin to struggle again. And it can really be a tough struggle, I tell you. It can really be a tough struggle. But it is okay to reach out. It is okay to seek help. And it is okay to seek help now. Like I said, people that normally they don't eat a lot, just a little, and they start eating a lot, it's a sign. And people that they eat a lot and their appetite has dropped. People that do not really wear colorful clothing, and all of a sudden they wear yellow, bright colors everywhere. Like I said, sudden lifestyle changes should be noted. People that they like their space, they are quite withdrawn, they begin to invite everybody to their space. Is a sign for them to get help. So depression is a silent killer, or let me use the word, it's a subtle killer. And you sometimes may not be able to figure it out. Some people have lived with depression for years, and they didn't even realize that they've lived with it for years. And it's okay to talk about it and get the help that you need. And get help already. One of the major ways to get out of depression, like I said earlier, is to talk to someone, is to intentionally work against that sudden changes. But before then, sit down and figure it out again. How did I get here? What brought the change? What happened to me? By the time you have to answer those questions, you're able to self-diagnose. But like I said earlier, it is good to speak to a professional. There are symptoms of depression that I would like to share, and there are lots of symptoms that we have. Emotional symptoms, of course, like I was saying earlier, when you are sad, feel guilty, feel bad, you are down. There's cognitive symptoms. When you lose focus, you cannot concentrate, you can't focus on basic things. Of course, when you feel hopeless. There's also behavioral symptoms. When you withdraw, loss of interest, like I said earlier, and also suicidal ideation. That one will come to you shortly, which I would expand on that. Of course, there are physical symptoms of depression. When you are fatigued, you're just tired. Without doing anything, you're just yawning. You're just tired. When you lose appetite. And of course, depression, mind illness, can be felt physically when you feel pain, unexplained pain. I would explain this to you. When you are sad and you are depressed, you can feel the pain in your body physically. And that pain is also unexplained. And sometimes people would cry, they just in pains because of how their mind is working. Now, like I said earlier, there are different triggers of depression for different causes. It can be biological. It can be hormonal imbalances. Like I said earlier, it can be chronic illness or terminal illnesses. It can be genetic. It can also be psychological. Trauma, unresolved grief, low self-esteem. What is trauma? Trauma is the feedback of the past pain, past struggles you've been through in your future. Unresolved grief. You have lost a loved one, someone so dear to you, and you have refused to accept that reality. And you have refused to cry and go through it. You have refused to grieve in the normal processes. That can be there again. Of course, there is a societal part to it. Loneliness, rejection, financial breakdown, meltdown, whatever you want to call it, can also trigger depression. So still speaking on the cause of depression, and in our claim today, well, all over the world, financial stress triggers the bulk of the depression that people go through. Loss of job, failure in planning. All over the world today, we've seen that there is hyperinflation of goods and services from climb to climb, and it is causing a lot of financial stress on homes and individuals. That means that the things you can afford to buy before, you can't afford to buy them now. And that in itself can lead to depression, where you really do not have the financial power as you used to. Loss of job to unemployment. Because at the end of the day, people want to work to earn money, to be able to cater or take care of their lifestyle. And if these things are not in play, when people cannot have them, it leads to depression. Of course, sudden lifestyle changes, there are variants of them. Probably you just relocate to a new country, and you find it hard to adapt to the new climate, the people there. You're alone by yourself, you have no friends, just go to work or go to school and return back home. That in itself, loneliness, can trigger depression again. Of course, for new couples, and it happens go to with a newly married woman or a newly married man when they're just trying to get to know themselves. Especially when you've had to move from where you used to live before, a town, a city where you used to live before, to a new city or to a new town. It really affects the mind and how the mind works. Of course, those are season affective depression. And because you are in a new season or area of your life, it affects you. After a while, there are two kinds. And there's also this kind where probably the seasons of the weather changes also triggers depression. There are people that they are depressed when it's rainy season, dry season, winter, or summer. So there are different causes or triggers of depression as it is. And if for a young woman, they just got married and just starting life out, they're just starting to accept the responsibility of being a married woman, can also tell you, and also for a man, when you just got to the point of you are paying all the bills, catering for your wife, and all of that, it also tells. So we're not leaving any stones unturned. But the point is, for you to be able to figure out, oh, this is how I got to this point, and what you need to do. And the point is, you can get help. Help is available. And you need to reach out and get the help that you need as soon as it is. Now, depression is such that you need not to allow it fester. And that takes us to the point where I skipped earlier to say that suicidal ideation, when you feel so hopeless, you feel so down, I think the next thing is to take your own life. I start having thoughts of what to do. And that's why at some point in this climb, we had a lot of news breakout of people poisoning themselves, walking into highways, or jumping off cliffs and bridges to take their own life because of how bad they've allowed that mood change settle in, and they've been depressed. And there's also a part of depression or types of depression that we should talk about. One that I would like to hammer on today is postpartum depression. That depression that happens after a woman has given birth, because of the hormonal changes in their body, and they can't figure it out. Sometimes you find a new mother that is unable to attend to a new baby, and baby keeps crying. And these are things that we should pay attention to in this climb, so that at least people that need to get help get the help that they need. Now, breaking the cycle of depression is to seek help, and by seeking help, speak to a professional. I know your family loves you, they care about you, and they're always encouraging you. But the professional help would help you trace what the trigger is and takes it to the root. It will help you unearth the real cause. And I need you to please seek help as soon as you can. Your healing journey depends on this. Depression is not a weakness or a mode of being lazy. No. It requires that you embrace recovery. Recovery is a process, that requires patience, support, and consistency. I think people struggle to get healed because they are not consistent. It is major that in your recovery journey, you are consistent so you can be healed. Because when the depression came, it came in also consistently as well. And of course, you need to be hopeful. And that hope means that there is help for you and there is help now. The crux of this matter is that you get the help that you need as soon as yesterday. I'll see you around.